Walk me through, I mean, how you even figured out that having a pain-free birth was possible. I mean, did someone tell you about it or did you just experience it yourself?
So when I got pregnant 10 years ago with my first baby, I was 27, and I believed that I just had I had the same fear that most other moms do. Like, I've been told it's painful. I don't know if I can do it. I was honestly scared, just like most other women. But there was something in me that said, it has to be better than what I've been told. And I believe my God created my body in his image and he's a good father. So logically, I just thought, why would I have to experience pain in childbirth if he created my body and we're no longer under the fall, under the curse? Like, we're redeemed, we're new creations. So regardless, just either no matter what you believe religiously or theologically, our bodies have been like perfected, either designed by an intelligent creator or through millions of years of evolution. Your body is designed to birth. And I thought, it's got to work better than what I've been told. So at first, it was just a curiosity. And then I got my hands on some books and some materials like Supernatural Childbirth, or Ina May's Guide to Childbirth, some older books that really showed the beauty and the physiology of natural birth. And I started to shift my mindset and shifting out of fear and into faith and confidence. And then I got excited. So throughout my my pregnancy, I changed my mindset and started filling my heart with positive birth stories. And then of course you have like when birth actually hits, and I'm like, I have all these ideas and all this faith and all this, idea of what birth should be, but I don't really know. Like, it could hit me like a truck and it's all a lie, right? So there was still this like thing in the back of my head that's like, we'll see, we'll see. And labor comes, and at the very beginning it was painful. And I was like, this is not what I learned. This is not what I'm believing in. Like, what's the deal here? I had this whole conversation with God, and I heard very strongly in my spirit, embrace it. And I was like, that's crazy. I don't want to embrace it. It hurts. Like, I physically, early labor here, I'm thinking, if this is early labor, I don't know what active labor pushing is going to be. And I thought, okay, fine, I'll try anything. So the next contraction came. I'm just lying in bed, first birth, first time mom, don't know what I'm doing. And I embraced the contraction. It was like the energy swelled and I absorbed the energy into my body. And so women who describe a contraction, it's like it builds slowly. It's this tightening, this pulling. It peaks and then it kind of fades away. And as it was peaking, instead of getting tight and bracing for it, I relaxed and opened and I welcomed it in as if it was good. Versus what I did before was bracing myself because I thought it was bad and it was going to hurt me, which caused more pain. So the moment I absorbed it and embraced it, it took a lot of mental energy and focus, but it didn't hurt in the sense that I wouldn't say it was painful. It was intense, it was strong, it pulled, I felt the sensation, but it didn't cause me pain or anguish like the contractions had previously. So I thought, okay, it worked that time. Let's see if it works the next time, and the next, and the next. And none of the other contractions in that labor were painful unless I let fear in and tension in my body, or I thought, I can't do this. And so I was able to catch myself, and it basically became muscle memory to that my body was able to contract and open and dilate, and I could feel everything. And I had to stay totally limp and relaxed, working with my body and embracing the contraction every time. And so I experienced a birth. And at the end, I experienced the birth high and the incredible euphoria that brought me. It was a water birth, a home birth. I had midwives there. We were laughing. We were crying. Like, it was everything I dreamed it was.
Wow.
And after that experience, it like lit this fire in me because I thought to myself, man, women are being lied to. And I'm getting all emotional because it's like, it's really what I live for. It's my passion, because I thought women are being lied to all over the world. They're being told birth is painful, birth is traumatic, and it is for many women. I don't discount that and I don't invalidate that at all, but it doesn't have to be. And they're told your body's broken, you need assistance, we need to coach you and tell you how to push, we need to, we need to give you extra drugs or Pitocin or whatever, fill in the blank. We have to manage your labor because you're not you're not enough. That's what women hear in motherhood, in pregnancy, in postpartum. You're not enough. Your body's broken. And I started pain-free birth because I wanted to show women what was possible and that their bodies weren't broken, that they were divinely capable of birthing their baby, and that it didn't have to be traumatic or painful. It could be even ecstatic, especially when you research the hormones and everything that really is designed to happen. Your body's working for you and your baby's working with you. And when we partner with that, it's a transformational spiritual experience. And so I really just wanted to enlighten and bring this awareness of the possibility of what birth could be to women so that we could dismantle the fear in our culture surrounding birth and equip women with confidence and faith to really believe that they're capable of birth.
So incredible, everything that you've done. And I am like a huge fan, because that's kind of what I did with starting my daily show, Politics, is just kind of having this idea something needs to change and then just doing it. And that's kind of what you did with the whole pain-free birth movement, which I think is so admirable. And the biggest thing that was just confusing to me when I heard about it is because, and you kind of mentioned this, the fall and all of this, like from a theological standpoint, because I know even with non-Christians, I mean, we're all familiar with the story of Adam and Eve. In Genesis 3:16, God tells Eve, right, that like you're cursed forever, your childbearing is always going to be painful, essentially. And so that's why I want to ask you, I mean, how do you justify that women can experience a pain-free birth? Because I thought that it was like God's will that we were cursed with that because of what Eve had done.
Totally. I get that question all the time, especially from Christians, and understandably so, because if we think, oh, we're going to believe for this, but that's not what the Bible says, it's not in congruency. So when we look at those scriptures, especially in Genesis, where it talks about, God cursing Adam and Eve, he doesn't actually curse Eve's body. He doesn't curse Eve. He curses the ground, and he curses, but it doesn't even say in that verse, cursed is Eve, cursed is birth. It says you will experience pain in childbearing. And when we look closely at that word, the original word is atsab, which is like toil or sorrow or hard work. And it can be translated pain, but it's the only instance in the whole Bible that it's translated pain when it's referring to Eve and childbirth. When you look at it in every other context, it's translated sorrow, grief, toil, in the same way that it's used when God says, I'm cursing the ground, you'll have to work and toil the ground. So he says to Adam, you're going to work and toil. So really what we're seeing there is the environment, the whole context of their world changed. Sin came in, entered the garden, and now they have to work hard. They have to work and labor in childbearing, work and labor to toil the ground. And we see that in our world today. We still live in a fallen world. We live in a world where there's sin and evil and horrible things happen. But then we also see Jesus came to redeem, to break off every curse. He says, I've borne your pain and your sorrows and your sickness. I took stripes for your healing. So logically, why would God take away our pain, or provide at least a way to remove pain in every other situation in our life, but not in childbirth? Like, okay, I'll heal your body. I'll heal your sickness. I'll heal your grief. I'll redeem you from every curse, except not childbirth. Women, you still have to suffer there. Like, it doesn't make sense. So
you're saying there's not a caveat there.
Yes. But even if you're not a Christian or believer, you can still look at those original verses and say, okay, God never actually cursed Eve's body. So that means I can step into the fulfillment, into the original creation. Like her original body, our original bodies are still good. We're created in God's image. He didn't put like a curse on us that says you have to have pain in birth, even though that's the way we translate it. And there's bias there because they translate it, okay, for the woman, it's pain, for the man, it's hard work, right?
Right.
But even if we said, okay, let's even the playing field. Maybe it's hard work for both. Yeah, birth is hard work. Birth is sometimes grief, takes sorrow, takes toil, takes so much energy out of you. And most women I know are not afraid of that kind of hard work. In fact, they want this. When we think it doesn't, when we realize it doesn't have to be painful and suffering, we embrace this transformation. And I think that's what we have to remember, is that the woman's body is not cursed, and we have to break off that mentality.
Hey, if you saw that and you're like, whoa, I've never heard any other conservative podcast like this, well, you'd be right. That's why you need to go subscribe to the Politics YouTube channel for more episodes of The Spillover.